Well, Jake, right now, several hundred people now at this point at 12th and Main, where they've been here for the last hour. And about 15 minutes ago, they actually took to the streets and did a lap around the complex before coming back here. And since then, that's actually brought out several Richmond police units and the officers you see now watching the rally here. Of course, this one in protest of the information that was in the leak of potential overturning of Roe v. Wade, just showing the different reactions to this news, including from Governor Glenn Youngkin, who says he's waiting to see the final decision, but thinks it should be a state's decision.
When offering comments Tuesday morning, Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin first criticized the leak itself, calling it, quote, an unbelievable breach of confidence.
They're trying to create chaos and put pressure on public officials and elected officials.
Youngkin, who took part in last week's March for Life in Richmond, restated his position as pro-life and says it should be left up to the states. But he wouldn't say what he'd like to see if Roe v. Wade was overturned, but adds he feels there is common ground.
We want fewer abortions in Virginia, not more. We, in fact, don't believe that you should be able to get an abortion all the way up through and including birth.
Meanwhile, Victoria Cobb with the Pro-Life Family Foundation says she's cautiously optimistic, noting the draft nature of the leak, but speaks to what she wants to see if it holds true.
Common sense restrictions, just simply saying we should have safety standards. Women should get full informed consent. Those are things that the majority of Virginians agree on, and that simply we had a period of time where Democrats were out of step with the majority.
Cobb referring to the 2 years when Democrats had full lawmaking control and expanded access to abortion. State Senator Jennifer McClellan was among those championing the efforts and says if Roe is overturned, that work will ensure people can still access abortions in Virginia, and they'll fight any attempts to overturn state laws as Democrats still control the state Senate.
The decision of whether to terminate a pregnancy should be between pregnant individuals, their families, and their doctors, and that it should not be up to politicians.
And a similar promise to fight from pro-choice groups like Progress Virginia. Executive Director LaTwyla Mathias says they've been mobilizing people across the state for a while as the handwriting was on the wall, and notes legislation to add restrictions were filed in the last General Assembly session.
Democrats were able to put a brick wall and stop those bans from being passed in our Commonwealth. But that doesn't mean that the bans are going to stop coming. In fact, they are probably going to increase at this point.
Now, of course, everyone's still saying that this was just a draft. I asked a Radford University political scientist about this, and she says it does show that there is the support to overturn Roe v. Wade, and that will likely happen. But what is unknown at this point is the scope of what that final decision will be. We'll have to wait until the summertime when it's released to find that out.